Today, Monday morning, I'm driving to NL where John Luca, my prosthetist, works in Rome, and we are going to be working on the new socket today. So, man, finally, I felt like the past week has been very tough because the long jump pit where I was training, the only track that was open in Rome to train at, was not good, and also my body did have to recover, but it felt like a big waiting period. I mean, I got to do some drills and I got to do some sprints and stuff, but a lot of it was like just kind of waiting for the socket to be ready to roll to test out. So today, I don't know that I'll be able to test it today, but today we will essentially, I'll be informed of what changes we're making, and then maybe get to walk in it, maybe get jogging it. I don't know. We'll find out soon. But today in general, this past week in general has been like interesting waiting period where God is like working on me, and I'm like almost like in this purgatory state where God is clearing things up. Like I'm in a pruning season or like pruning period right now. And it's really, really interesting because when you're waiting and if you're going through any type of struggle, dude, your mind is just like going in overtime in this problem solving mode, like figuring things out, rehearsing things. And it's really, really important to like stay productive, but also if those things are coming up and you're trying to take action on those problems, whatever it is communicate with the very few people in your corner that really have wisdom and are giving you some insight. And it really helps, like if you're a believer, to seek counsel from other believers because they can give you perspective from a Christian point of view or biblical point of view or their own experience and what they wish they would have done differently. For me, this has been so good, dude. So good. All right, real quick, dude, just check this out. Like, this is in Rome. This pillar right here, I'm almost positive that's from Egypt. That's from Egypt, that pillar right there. Once upon a time, that was imported here to Rome. And there's all these like engravings on there and stuff. I have no clue what it means, but it'd be really, really interesting to learn. I think Joe Rogan and Billy Carson talked about that on the podcast episode, and it was pretty interesting stuff they were chatting about. But anyways, like going through this like kind of waiting period, man, in Rome, you really gotta drive like I'm on a dirt bike track. Like you gotta show them the front wheel and you gotta stick to your lane. When the waiting period, like I'm just waiting here. Here's some things that's going on. It's like one of my competitors, he jumped over 8 meters. Okay. It was wind aided, but still. And then he broke the American record. I'm like, man, okay. My competitors are getting better and I'm just like kind of stuck. But here's the thing. During that stuck period, God was bringing up all these like emotions and things out of my heart, and they were coming up because I was standing still. Like I was in a place where I had to like deal with these emotions and these feelings. Otherwise, like life is so easy to be not necessarily distracted, but like, my mind filled with all these other things going on in life that would, in essence, like I'd be focused on that. So those emotions and feelings would be like suppressed until a later time. And so I really felt like the wisdom I was getting from my mentors gave me great perspective. I got to spend some alone time with God and really write, because anytime I'm like really going through hard seasons, that's when I have seen God, like the breakthrough is on the other side. Like it's so close, and it's really, really interesting. Like for me, for instance, like God's like, what are you going to choose? Like, are you going to choose, like, in essence, like in my life, it's like, not to say this is the case for everybody, but he's like, I'm asking you to give me a relationship. Are you going to choose this relationship and try to force us to make it happen on your own works? Are you going to give it to me, trust me? And are you going to see what I do with it? And then are you also going to like, dude, you got to lock in, you got to focus. And he made it really clear, because as soon as I started struggling, thinking about all this stuff again, then with like, just like the problems going on, it was like God all of a sudden like showed me my competitor progressing and getting better. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, dude, yeah, what do you want? What do you really, really want? And I'm like, man, God, you got a funny way of talking to me, a funny way of getting my attention. And so then it was like, God, I really need to hone in, need to focus on you. And what I felt like God is doing was, God is pruning me of the things that are not for this season. And that's so, so important, because there's a lot of good things, but when God is calling you to be great, you have to be pruned of good in order to produce the fruits of greatness. And I feel like in this waiting period, really what God is doing is setting me up for an incredible launch, an incredible breakthrough. Like he is realigning me, realigning my heart and my focus, putting him first. And then he's like slingshotting me down because I'm getting crazy hungry, seeing all my competitors progress. And it's like bringing me a deeper fire inside to launch me to even greater heights. And realizing this is like, one, it's really incredible. Two, doesn't make it easy. Doesn't make it easy, because I believe that we like, Satan is allowed to test us, right? Like he does God's like dirty work in essence. Like he has to go to God and ask for permission, and God allows him to do certain things because God sees that we can become so much greater, just like the story of Job, going through these challenges in life. And so recognizing it, like, man, God, what are you teaching me, bro? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And then recognizing like, whoa, God's setting me up. God is like, and what I mean is like, God is realigning me, pruning me, taking off weight off my back, making my load lighter, and he is setting me up to launch further than I've ever gone before. And that's exciting. That's really, really exciting. That gives me hope and that gives me faith. And then also it's like, God, because I'm going through it, man, I am asking and expecting you to do miraculous things. Like if I had a son and he was going through stuff and he's like, I'm advising him, right? I'm advising my son and I see what's going on. I see the bigger picture. I see what's best for him. And I'm like, trust me, dude, just give this to me for now. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'll take care of this. Just focus on this. Trust me. I see what's best for my son and I always want the best. And if my son's like, Dad, please, man, this really is hard. Like, please, like, all right, I'll do it. But God, like, but Dad, please do incredible things in my life because this is so hard for me to do. Please. Me as a father, I'd be like, dude, say less. Absolutely. And I'm going to go to work thinking about how can I make this even greater than originally? Like just as like my heart. And so if I feel this way about my son, how much more would God feel that way about me if I'm trusting him in a season of life? And it's so hard. But I'm like, God, you know what? Oh, this hurts. But I know that through the growing pains, spiritually and mentally, dude, there is crazy breakthrough. Just like physical pain, like when you're building your muscles up, I've seen that and I like that and I enjoy it. This is a little tougher anytime you go through spiritual and mental battles. But God absolutely has crazy breakthrough. And I believe that God, because I'm asking God to do miraculous, incredible things in my life, to make my life like a movie, that God is like gonna do exceedingly and abundantly more than what I'm asking or could think of, because he's that good, and he wants to show his hand and his work in my life, and he wants my life and my story to point back to him. And so why wouldn't he want to, okay, we're going to go through a hard season, but I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to launch you to the mountaintop. I know you've been in the valley, you've been grinding, you've been digging, staying focused, and you know, going through some trials. But now that you've gone through the fire and the furnace, mentally you're sharper and you're ready to be slingshotted up. And I think that's what God is doing in my life, and I think that's what he's doing in a lot of people's lives. But it's so hard, and it really, really takes a disciplined mind. And this is like, I'm telling you that when I'm going through it, there's two things I do. I write it out, and I talk to God, and I ask him for his perspective. And two, I bounce like my thoughts and emotions, feelings on my mentors and my mom, my family, to get their perspective, tell them what I'm going through, obviously ask them for prayer, and then ask them for their perspective, because it's important. It's important. So that's what's going on. I'm heading to the prosthetic office right now because we're making a new socket, and we're about to make some changes, because we saw that, dude, the results in World Champs, that's not going to get a medal in Paris at the Paralympic Games. And we saw that the prosthetic could be greater, that there's room to improve, and that if I want to get on the podium in Paris, which I 100% do and I am capable of, there's two things that have to change. One is my technique in long jump. Two is my prosthetic. We have to change the alignment so I can maximize the blade. We saw through film and analyzing that I wasn't maximizing the ability or the potential of the blade. So that's why I've been here in Rome getting to work, and God's been doing a bunch on the inside of me while I've been waiting for this. So it's a really, really interesting season. It isn't my first time experiencing something like this, where I'm like waiting on a prosthetic to be made, that I receive breakthrough and I end up running faster, jumping farther after I get it. And then also on the other side is God is pruning me during that season. I'm going through hard times, and my faith is being tested, and it grows exponentially. And so I can't wait to see what God's doing in my life, and I can't wait to share it, because God deserves all the glory. He's a great God, and I'm his man. I'm his right-hand man. I am God's chosen one. I am, he's my homie. All right, gotta find parking now, which is not easy in Rome. Okay, in the office right now, check it out. So this is the new blade right here. This is the new socket. So obviously we need to build it up with the right alignment. Here's some of my other blades. Check it out. Puma sent me some new spikes, so that's really nice. Even wrote my name on them. And then sent me some competition kits, just in case I need them while I'm over here. So that was really nice of them. Had a chat with Puma yesterday at lunch, so might be having some announcements soon. Right now you can see the mad scientist working on the prosthetics over here. So we're looking at the old socket and changing the alignment of the new one. Also, Francesco Lorenzo is here. Loragno. Also, Francesco Loragno. Francesco Loragno.
Oh, the spider, if you're in America.
The Spider-Man. Francesco Loragno, the Spider-Man.
The future.
Yes, the future of Italian Paralympic sprinting.
The number one. The best of the best.
Mad Max il trema.
Not for the moment.
Stiamo arrivando. Stiamo arrivando.
See, the confidence is high here.
Yeah.
Confidencia es importante, es meglio.
No confidenza, fiducia.
Fiducia, bravo.
Fiducia.
Fiducia.
Faith.
Yes, no, proprio. Sì,
Confidence
similar.
is, no, it's different, yeah. Confidenza is when...
Confidenza in the... come si dice scherzare? Quando c'è una...
Joking.
Joking.
Yeah.
Without problem between two persons.
For example, me and you now.
In confidenza.
In confidence.
Open relationship.
Yes, sì.
Italian lessons from the best technician.
Yes. Okay, so we got new alignment. This is just what it looks like for now. We were just doing some walking drills and testing it to make sure that we like it. We're gonna make a few more changes, just outsetting the foot because we notice I'm still laying on the outside, but should be good to go by tomorrow. So right now I'm just gonna head to the track and do a little skipping drills and just get my body kind of fleshed and stay healthy, stay moving, stay active, but not too much. That way I can practice tomorrow and run as I need to and skip as I need to. Maybe even jump, we'll see, but probably not jump, but at least need to be good to go to try the leg and stuff. So I'm gonna head to the track right now. All right, at the track right now. Just gonna do something real easy and light. It closes in like 30 minutes. So super light, just some skips and stuff and warm-ups. That's it. That's really it. Hey! There's lots of people here. Check it out. Also, there's a Nike Air car. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. You can barely see it's orange, but I don't know if, and you can see the Nike sign in the background too, but pretty cool. Alright, just gonna do some warm stuff now. Nice, got some live music going on right now. That's pretty cool. Some easy stuff right now, you know, just some skips. Just get the feel of the blade, the feeling. To be honest, my left knee is and ankle is kind of, I mean, it doesn't feel too great, so it's easy stuff though. I'll still get better. What time is it? 7:42. Yeah, 18 minutes. All right, I'm gonna call it a that. Ankle hurts a little bit, but man, it's so cool. I love training here in Rome. It's dope. But yeah, that's all for me today. I'm gonna go home and eat and chill. Peace.